Sketch patterns can be a real time saver if you have to create multiple instances of the same sketch entities over and over, but they do have some limitations. One of the big downsides of using a sketch pattern is that the pattern geometry comes in completely undefined. Here I have a simple block with a sketch that I've started. I want to use a pattern to create multiple instances of the hexagon here to create a cutout. Now, typically, I'd recommend making the cutout using just this single instance and use a feature pattern to create the additional instances. I don't use sketch patterns too often because they don't quite have the same parametric capabilities that feature patterns have, especially with regard to the patterned entities coming in undefined. However, for the sake of this example, let's use a sketch pattern. I'll launch the Linear Sketch Pattern tool. The first thing I'll do here is select the entities to pattern. I'll choose all 6 sides of the hexagon. Next, I'll set the Direction 1 options. I'll choose an edge or axis, set the spacing, and set the number of instances. I'll also enable the Add Spacing Dimension checkbox. I can repeat the process for Direction 2. When I click the green check, the pattern is created, but all the new instances appear entirely in blue, meaning they're underdefined. Now you might be thinking, why didn't clicking the Add Spacing dimension work? In fact, it did work. If you look closely, you can see SOLIDWORKS did add a dimension indicating the spacing that I specified, but only to the first instances. The rest have nothing. Unfortunately, there isn't a way to make SOLIDWORKS automatically fully define the rest of the instances while creating the pattern. However, there's a time-saving trick that might get the job done for you just as well. I'll right-click anywhere in the graphics area and choose Fully Defined Sketch from the drop-down menu. I have the option to define all entities in the sketch or only selected entities. For this example, I'll choose all, but you have more control over the tool if you select the entities individually. I can also choose to use dimensions, relations, or a combination of the two, and can choose schemes and relations to add by expanding these boxes here. All the sketch entities turn black, and you can see that they are now fully defined. If I show the sketch relations from the Hide and Show drop-down, you can see all the relations that were added. Now this might not be ideal, but it's certainly quicker than creating them all manually, and it accomplishes fully defining the sketch, which is what we were after.